Well, not ironically enough, the witch hunt continues against former President Donald Trump. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan once again attempting to remove his First Amendment rights, reimposing a narrow gag order barring him from making public comments about prosecutors, court staff, and potentially any witnesses, anyone else who might get offended relating to this case. Now, Trump calling her out today, of course, on Truth Social earlier, saying, quote, "I have just learned that the very biased, Trump-hating D.C. judge who should have recused herself due to her blatant, open loathing of your favorite president, me, has reimposed a gag order." Now, he didn't say anything incorrect, but as the former president dominates the current GOP presidential polls, I dare her to throw him in jail. Joining me now to discuss, former New Jersey Superior Court judge and friend of the show, host of Judging Freedom with Andrew Napolitano. Sir, we talked about this last week. Do you think they're really going to throw him in jail if he takes another stab at someone?
Oh, God, the mechanics of doing that, Carl, are so over the top, without any history. I think she's really going to have to think 15, 20, 30 times before she does it. My guess is that she will gradually expand the gag order, which I think is unconstitutional, and we've been through this.
Right.
Or she'll start fining him. Now, he's a very wealthy guy, but nobody likes to have their money taken away from them by the government without a hearing, without a trial. She's allowed to do that. Just impose the fine, and he's got to pay it.
That's crazy.
My guess is that that's where she'll go. Look, there's only two justifications, even by those who believe in gag orders, for them. One is to protect the jury. No jury's been chosen yet. The other is to protect the witnesses. Now, he has been critical of two witnesses. One, his former vice president, Mike Pence. The other, his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. Mm-hmm. These are not guys easily intimidated. There's no evidence that the government has produced to show that they're going to be afraid to come to the courthouse, or they're going to tailor their testimony to please him so that he'll stop being critical of them. You have that on one side. On the other side, you have his human natural right. Never mind he's the former president. Never mind the First Amendment. He has a human natural right to say whatever he wants.
Yeah, well, and also, he's been dunking on Mike Pence since, before he left office, I think. So Correct. It's like, what do you want me to stop now? That would be the most, honestly, if Trump stopped making fun of him, I'd be more worried for Mike Pence. But
here's what he's up against. He's up against a judicial mindset. I was the exception. There are a few of us that were, which gives judges tremendous tools with which to silence litigants. Doesn't always have to be the defendant. When the judges think that what those defendants say outside the courtroom is intended to influence what's going on in the courtroom. So this argument that I have given you about the First Amendment trumps, no pun intended, the court's ability to silence him. This is not the law. This is not what most judges believe. This is what I think the law should be. What do most judges believe? That they have the right to silence him.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, Judge, one of the things I want to talk to you about is in the Georgia case and the RICO charges that are being pushed, okay? Right. All the people who have pled guilty to stuff, none of them have pled guilty to RICO charges. So usually, and I did a little bit of research on this, usually when you have people pleading guilty to things in RICO cases, they plead guilty to a part of the RICO case. They haven't had that here. What the heck is their case?
This is the mafia model. Indict the foot soldiers, scare the daylights out of them, and get them to testify against the boss. Give them a bone. Let them plead guilty to almost anything, even if it's something with which you didn't charge them. What is this? It's a form of legalized bribery. If you or I gave a witness something of value to tailor the witness's testimony, that's called witness tampering, we'd be indicted. But when the government gives a witness something to tailor the witness's testimony, we won't prosecute you. We'll let you off scot-free for what we believe is a crime you committed. That's not considered bribery. That's what's going on here, and get ready for more of it.
So much by, and for the people. Make sure you check out Judging Freedom, Andrew Napolitano's fantastic podcast. Sir, honored to have you on again.
Thank you, Carl. All the best.
All right. Well, coming up, Prime Minister of Israel Benjamin Netanyahu made